We did a lot of work through the shoulders and the low back last week. We might do a little bit more of that today, but we'll kind of play it by ear. So starting in your comfortable seat, letting your hands rest downward and taking the shoulders down the back. Take a minute before even settling in and closing the eyes to just take the shoulders to the ears. Take them, pin them up to those earlobes, feel that squeeze. And then actively roll them back and down. Drop your chin down to your chest, keeping the collarbones broad the whole time. And then slowly just release into neutral, leveling the head right over the shoulders. Letting the collarbones release and relax back to neutral. Closing the eyes. Settling and softening in here. And feeling the low body become heavy and rooted. As you feel the upper body light and lifted. Take a moment, scan your body from head to toe, and notice where you might see spaces or feel spaces that need some extra awareness today, whatever that might be. Perhaps it's extra softening, perhaps it's extra strength and support. Just notice. And as you begin to notice your physical body, start to become aware of your breath. Noticing first your natural breath cycle. Maybe counting the inhale from the bottom, starting at 1 and counting until you reach full. Notice where you land in your count, and then begin again at 1 as you exhale, and notice where you land at empty. Taking a few cycles this way. And then if the numbers on the inhale and the exhale were different, begin to lengthen either of the breath so that you find an equal length breath on the inhale and the exhale. Say you inhale to a 6, try and exhale to a 6 as well. And notice with every breath out, how the body simply releases downward. So you feel that softening energy and that heavy rooted energy downward. Allow the chin to drop heavy to the chest. Take a moment to notice if there's extra space for that head to become even heavier. From here, with the head heavy, roll the shoulders up to the ears and drop them down the back. As you inhale, allow the arms to rise, let the gaze rise, open the eyes as the fingers touch overhead. And as you exhale, fold forward over your legs. So you'll immediately start to feel that in the hips and perhaps the low back. Giving a bit of rocking from side to side as you feel the hips come a little bit deeper. Walk your hands back so shoulders stack over hips. Inhale, your arms will rise up. And as you exhale, you're going to take the hands behind you, fingertips tent, fingers face the back wall. Press the fingers into the floor, broaden across your collarbones as the shoulder blades squeeze toward one another. Every inhale, the collarbones become broad. Every exhale, the blades squeeze together a bit deeper. Good. Now inhale to center. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to center. Exhale to lean back, opening the chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Last time here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lean back. So from here, you're going to take the soles of the feet now to touch. Hands stay where they are, but plant the palms all the way to the earth. Scoot the tailbone toward the heels. Knees will open a bit deeper. You may feel plenty there. If you wish, you can press into the heels of the hands and just slightly lift the tailbone up and draw it toward the heels and rock a bit from side to side. If lifting up doesn't feel right for your body, just rock a bit from side to side. And then release down, take the soles of the feet to the floor. Hands will come behind your knees. Lift your chest up, breathe in. Round your spine deeply, breathe out. Lift and open, breathe in. Round and rinse, breathe out. Last time, lift and open. Good, round and rinse. Now take your left hand onto the front of your right knee, push back through the left rib cage. Feeling that come over the shoulder blade on the left side. Come through center, other side, left hand under the knee, right hand over. Push back through that right rib cage. And right back through center. Walking your hands forward now to the fronts of your feet. You're going to drape the head heavy. Let the shoulders sink down in between those knees and just drape the head. And then slowly you're going to rock to one side, kicking the legs behind you, coming up onto hands and knees. And just start into your cow belly. We're going to stay in cow belly for a full breath cycle. Normally this is just our inhale, but really feel the stretch and the lengthening across the front of your belly. If you're feeling any compression through your low back, see if you can lengthen your chest forward a bit more and it should release. From there, push the floor away, deeply round your spine. Staying here again for a full breath cycle, pressing the hips back slightly as you lengthen the low spine. And coming right back to neutral spine. We're going to take a cat, cow, child's combination on breath. Belly drops down, chest lengthens on a breath in. Spine rounds as you breathe out and push back to the heels, child's pose. We inhale, lengthen, arch that back so you're finding cow belly. Exhale, round, push to child's. It should feel this nice lengthening, flexion and extension in the back. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, cat back to child's. Last time, inhale, cow belly. Exhale, cat back to child's. Stay in your child's pose and walk your hands to your right side. Left hand on top of right hand, pushing back through left hip. Walk your hands through center. Take your left hand over to the left, right hand on top of it as you push your right hip back toward your heel. And walk the hands back through center, rising up again, hands and knees, tabletop pose. Right toes back behind you, connected to the floor, we'll push back through the heel. Feeling that stretch across the calf. Lift your left knee a bit as you push back deeper through your right heel and feel the calf stretch come much deeper. Slowly release, left knee will drop down, right knee will come to meet it. Send the left toes back connected to the floor. Press back through your heel. Breathe here. Lifting up off of that right knee now, pressing back actively through the left heel. And slowly release that right knee, bringing the left knee to meet it. Take your toes, curl them under. Hover your knees and shins up off of the floor about 1 inch to 2 inches and hold for 3, for 2, and on 1, send your hips back and up. First downward facing dog of the evening. Pedal it out here, 1 heel drops, and then the next. Taking a few pedals to each side. And then we'll take some basic sun salutations. Taking our gaze forward to our thumbs, we'll walk up to meet the hands. Lengthening up, halfway lift here. Release and fold. Pressing into the floor, rise and reach. And then fold it forward. Again, we lengthen, halfway lift, flat back. Plant those hands, send the feet back, plank pose. Let's everybody drop the knees for this first round. Shift the shoulders forward and hug the elbows in as we come to the earth. Tops of feet down, lengthen the chest forward and open. And then come back to your downward facing dog. 2 more. Take the gaze forward, walking up to meet the hands. Lengthen up, halfway lift. Release and fold. Rise and reach. Folding forward here. Lengthening halfway. Planting the hands and stepping back, plank pose. Your choice, knees down or lifted as you shift forward and then lower to the earth. Opening the collarbones as you send the chest tall, cobra pose. And then back to your downward facing dog. 1 more time, we gaze forward, walk to the hands. Lengthen here, halfway lift. Release and fold. Rise up, reach. Fold it forward. Halfway lift, figure 7 with the spine here. Plant those hands, step it back, plank pose. Your choice, knees down or knees up, lower to the earth. Lengthen and lift, cobra pose. Up and back, downward facing dog. From down dog, take the right leg lifted high up behind you, bending the knee, peeling the hip open. Maybe circling out the ankle while you're here. And then slowly close the hip off, step forward, find warrior 1, back heel seals into the earth, rise up. Bending deeply into that front knee, pull your left hip point up and navel in. Feeling that strong rooted foundation in the lower body. Now from here, take the hands behind the back. We're going to interlace the fingers, drop the knuckles down and back, and simply lift the chest up. Just finding this wringing out of the shoulders. Inhale, lift the arms, straighten the knee. And exhale, take the hands to the hips. Lift your chest up on a breath in and fold forward over that straight front leg on a breath out. Now here, if you feel as if you're walking on a tightrope, your stance can come wider from left to right. That will give you a little bit more stability. But wherever you are, broaden across the collarbones to send that spine nice and long. On an inhale, sweep the arms up, bend that knee. And on an exhale, fold over, frame the foot, step back to plank. And lower through your flow, lowering to the earth on an exhale. Breathing in as you open the chest, cobra pose. And lifting up and back, downward facing dog, exhale. On an inhale, left leg will lift. We'll bend the knee and peel the hip open. Slowly close the hip off. Step forward, warrior one, back heel sealing to the earth. Bending into that front knee deeply. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And breathe into that foundation. Now from here, the arms are going to come behind, but this time you're going to grab opposite elbow to opposite hand behind you. And use that little shelf down into your tailbone to lift your chest up over those forearms. On an inhale, release the grip, lift and straighten the knee. Hands to your hips as you fold over that straight left knee. Gaze is down just inside the big toe. That's going to give you some stability too. On an inhale, bend the knee, sweep the arms up. And on an exhale, frame your foot as you step back to plank pose. Lower through your flow, letting the chest open and broaden on the inhale in cobra, and the spine lengthen on the exhale in down dog. Let's inhale the right leg high. This time, instead of bending the knee, you're going to take that leg straight back behind you and level the hip off. So you're squaring it with the left hip, pushing solidly back through your right heel. You're going to feel this come up the length of your left hamstring. Pull your right knee into your nose as you roll to your left tippy toes. Send that right leg back and high up. Knee comes to nose, slide forward. Send the leg back and up high. Last time, your knee is going to come to your nose. You're going to lift high up onto the ball of the foot so that you can step through right toes, right thumb, and lift up. Crescent lunge, back heel high, both sets of toes facing forward. Sinking down into that lunge. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, sweep forward, hands back. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep back. Good, inhale. And exhale. Last time, rise. And then as you exhale, hands will interlace behind your back. Knuckles draw down and back behind you. Again, gaze is just forward of the big toe, holding here in balance. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On an exhale, frame your foot. Step back, plank pose. Lower through here. Lengthening and opening the chest on a breath in. And lifting up and back on a breath out. Send your left leg back, again, squaring the hip off. So you're straight back behind you, feeling it all the way down the length of your right leg. Left knee comes to nose, roll to the ball of the right foot. Send that leg high up and back. Knee comes to nose. High up and back. Knee comes to nose, hold. And step through, crescent lunge, sweep the arms up. Settle into that lunge, sending that left shin forward and right heel back. Draw your hands behind you. We're going to lean forward, hold here. Navel pulls inward and upward. Good, now inhale, sweep. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale. And on your exhale, this time we frame. Step it back. And lower through. Lifting and lengthening your chest. Sending your hips back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg will lift high. On an exhale, step it right through, crescent lunge, adding on now. Sweep your arms up. Hands will come down through the center of your chest. Hinge forward from your hips. You can stay right here or you can twist. Now you might take your twist right here so you're not actually connecting to the body, that's fine. If you wish to connect and create more traction, the arms can open, or perhaps you hook the elbow outside of your knee and press the palms together for even more traction. Wherever you are, nice and strong, pushing forward through the shin, back through the heel, and really spinning center chest toward the right side of the room. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Good. Exhale, sweep back, interlace the hands behind you. Drop your back heel down, so warrior one feet. And then hover inside that knee as you come to humbled warrior. Releasing shoulders and low back at the same time. Slowly release your hands, rise up and reach. Fold over, frame the foot, step it back, and lower through. Open across the chest, breathe in. Send the hips up and back, breathe out. Inhale, lift that left leg high. Exhale, right through to crescent lunge. Sweeping the arms up and sinking the hips low. Let the hands come right down through center chest. Hinge forward from the hips. Slowly twist, keeping thumbs right at center chest, and perhaps use the arms or the elbow for traction as you press knee to arm or elbow, and then arm or elbow back into knee. Slowly unwind, sweep the arms up on a breath in. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lengthen the chest up and then hinge forward a bit. Dropping now your right heel, warrior one feet, and then hover inside of that knee as you find humbled warrior. Slowly release, rise up. Frame your foot. Stepping back to plank, drop your knees. Send the knees and the shins as wide as the mat. And take a wide child's pose to reset here. Spine should feel nice and long. Slowly we'll lift up, staying wide with the feet and the knees. Curl your toes, lift up to a wide-legged downward facing dog. On a breath in, you're gonna look to your thumbs, and as you breathe out, walk your feet outside of your pinkies and sit your hips low. So whatever that looks like for you, you might be up here. Perhaps it's down low, perhaps elbows can drop into your knees. But wherever you are, maybe those hands come to the knees, just shift a little bit from side to side. And then slowly lift the hips, turn the toes in and the heels out. Reach for shins, ankles, or outer edges of the feet and pull down for the hamstrings. Walk your left hand to your right hand, pull down over the right leg, keeping the hips square to the back of the room. And then bring both hands to your left leg. Again, keeping those hips square. And take the hands to the earth, maybe tenting fingertips. You're going to turn the toes out and heel toe them a bit wider than they were when we started. Hands come to the inner knees. Drop down into those legs. So much higher squat here. Press into your left knee as you twist over the right shoulder. Come back through center. Press into your right knee as you twist over the left shoulder. We'll take one more to the right. And then one more to the left. Slowly press into the heels, rise all the way up. You're going to take the feet and just heel toe them inward, right onto your mat. Inhale, let those arms rise up. And on an exhale, take your hands in front of you into a basket. Standing into your left foot, hook the right knee. Again, only if you feel like balance is in your favor today, otherwise toes down. Shoulders back, lift up tall. Keep your left hand onto your right leg. Reach your right hand behind you. You're going to twist your torso backward. So you're finding this nice twist in the spine while balancing and lengthening through your lower body. Slowly drop that right leg down. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, interlace your hands. Shift your weight to the right. Grab hold of that left knee or hands out wherever you feel you want to go. Right hand stays attached, and we begin to twist. Slowly back through center, leg drops, arms rise. Fold it forward, lengthen, halfway lift. Plant those hands, we're gonna step right back to plank and then simply lift the hips to down dog. From here, right leg will rise up. As you exhale, step it through, crescent lunge, sweep the arms high. Sweep the chest forward, hands fly backward, both knees bend. As we come up into a balanced airplane pose. Chest is open, just like cobra pose. Now you're gonna step the left foot in front of and across the right foot. Pinky toes toward one another, hands to hips. Lift your chest, fold forward. Hands can stay at hips, hands can come to shins, or perhaps the floor. We're trying not to collapse and round into the upper back, so wherever you can keep your spine long, you will feel the outer part of your right leg here. Begin to walk your hands over to the upper left corner of the mat and lean your right hip back just a little bit. Feel how that stretch comes even deeper. That is a doozy. Walk your hands back and then walk your hands up those legs. You're going to send the feet as wide as the mat. Inhale to take your arms up. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. You're going to reach up and over to your left side to start. And then up. And as you reach over to your right, shift your weight to your left foot, coming onto the ball of that right foot. And then perhaps you lift that foot up to the side. Little bit of core strength here, a little bit of balance. Come right up through center. Fold forward. Lengthen here halfway. Plant those hands, again stepping back to plank and then rising up, downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg high and exhaling to step forward to crescent lunge, sweeping those arms up. And on an exhale, fold forward, hovering over that thigh. Let both knees bend. Fly into airplane pose. Little turbulence on my end. Keep falling over. Let the hands come to the hips. Right leg comes in front of and across. And you fold forward. Now this time you're going to feel the outer part of your left hip. Slowly begin to walk the hands to the upper right corner of your mat. Walking your hands back and onto your legs as you kind of climb up those legs and then unwind. Taking that wide stance, sweeping the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. Reach up and over to your right to start. Inhale to come through center. Shift your weight to the right foot. Tap the big toe of the left foot down and then maybe lift up. Slowly back through center, fold it forward. Lengthen up halfway here. Plant those hands, step it back. So wide plank here. Your feet are as wide as your mat. You're going to take your right knee to your left elbow. Send the knee to the wrist and then bring it back up to the elbow. Back to the earth behind you. Left knee, left elbow. Send it to the wrist. Rise it up to the elbow, back behind you. Now, right knee, left elbow, kick the foot under your body and across. Lean to your right hand and open up into this nice deep side waist stretch. So this is called Fallen Star. You're going to take your hands to the earth, slide your right hip down so your legs look like the letter L, and then square the torso off to the mat. Forearms come down. If forearms don't want to come down because the back is super tight, all you really need to focus on is lengthening the spine. You should feel some inner upper thigh on the right leg, a lot of IT band or outer glute on the right leg, and some twist in your low back.
Yeah.
For sure. Now we're going to walk those hands back. Slide your knee in like you're coming into pigeon, okay? We are going to come into pigeon, but it's going to be very active. So your hands are going to come in front of that right shin. Square your hip off, and then walk the left foot straight back behind you, curling the toes under. I'm going to come sideways so you can see what's happening here. Curling the toes under and pressing actively back so the knee is up off of the floor. You're going to feel a lot happening through that outer hip on the right side. Now you're going to walk the hands forward and lift up and back to that wide downward dog again. Now shift forward into wide-legged plank. Left knee will come to right elbow, kick across the body, pinky toe edge of the foot down. Lean to the left hand, sweep the right arm up, and side waist stretch on that right side. Hand comes down, hip comes down, legs look like the letter L. We walk the torso down to the earth or lengthen the spine, whichever works in your body today. And if neither works, you can just tell me to go to hell and you can take child's pose. That works too. All right, you're gonna walk your hands back. Send that left knee over so it comes wider than your hip. Square the hips off. Curl your right toes under, push back through that heel. So you're lifted right up off of that knee. Your left hip is probably elevated from the floor, and that's fine. And then from here, lean into your hands. So you might need to shift forward a bit. And then send that left leg back, wide-legged downward dog once again. Walking your feet into natural stance here. And then walk halfway up your mat and bring your hands back to meet your feet, right in the middle of your mat.
Hang here in a ragdoll, bending your knees a bit, and just let the head hang heavy. So you should feel a deep release over the back body, and really let the head hang heavy here. A soft bend in your knees will allow your back to relax rather than weight hanging on the vertebrae. Slowly and gently drop your hips down a bit so that you can roll up one vertebrae at a time.
Step your left foot into the center of the mat. You're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left ankle. And from there, hey, again, I'm having a little balance trouble today. You're going to sit low like you're sitting in a chair. Now, if balance is not your friend, you're taking the same posture that we did before. This is just another variation to open the hip. You can always reach for a wall here or lean against a wall here. Slowly release, come to stand. Just circle out both legs and stand into the right foot. Let the left knee come up, cross over your right knee, and then make a shelf by sitting low. Hands can come to center chest. And slowly release. Taking those feet down, you're going to circle out the knees. Sweep the arms up. Fold it forward. And just walk it back to your tabletop pose. One cat-cow here in tabletop. Belly lengthens. Spine rounds. With your spine rounded, push your left hip back to the left corner of the room. Come through center and push your right hip back to the right corner of the room. And then slowly come through center. We're going to sit to your right hip. Send the right shin forward, left leg behind you. So the left leg is bent, so I have my knee bent here. And you're just simply going to lift the chest up and fold forward, walking the hands forward to support you. Once you find your edge, just stop there and breathe. So your edge might be here with hands down, maybe you lower onto forearms, or maybe you drape all the way to the earth. Slowly, we're going to lean forward, roll onto the shin, and come into pigeon as you extend that left leg fully behind you now, and try and get your hip to reach the earth. If it doesn't reach the earth, that's fine. You can always bunch up a towel or a sweatshirt and let the floor come up to meet your hip. But relax into this one. We don't keep that left leg active, just relax it down. Slowly, you're going to prop up onto your forearms, walk your hands over to the right side. So again, I'm going to turn sideways because this one gets a little bit complicated, so I'm just going to turn a little bit to an angle here. The hands walk over to the left side. You have a couple of options here. Right elbow to the earth or right elbow inside right foot, okay? Wherever you are, palm will face up like you're going to hold a tray. Plant your palms to touch, and then you're going to use that traction to twist. So really deep into that right hip. And then unwind it. We're not out of the woods just yet. You're gonna walk your right hand forward. Send your left arm down. You can stay right here for the shoulder opener, or you can come a little bit deeper by taking the right hand to the small of the back and using your left fingertips to the right shoulder to push up. Again, very deep across the hip as well. And then slowly release. Walk back, curl the left toes, and send that right leg back. Now in your tabletop pose, extend the right leg and just make some circles with that hip. I keep saying I'm probably due for hip replacement in about 3 years on my right side. Whew. All right, we're gonna set that left hip to the earth and send the shin forward. Your right foot is bent behind you. And walk down, forearms to the earth. If it feels right for you, you can extend all the way over that shin and rest the forehead to the earth. Slowly walk up, lean into your shin. Walk your right leg back behind you as we find king pigeon pose. Again, letting your body release into this as much as is possible. This is not an easy pose to relax into. But as we manufacture this physical discomfort on the mat, we know that each breath will get us through, and we can take that practice off of the mat with us. Let's walk your hands to the right corner, planting left elbow down to the earth or inside left foot, palms press, and we twist. Slowly unwind. Left hand out in front, right hand threads. You can hang out right here, or you can take the left hand to the small of the back, right fingertips to inside of left shoulder and twist. And slowly unwind. Walk the hands back. Send that left leg back, tabletop pose. And then extend it behind you and circle out the knee. So you just kind of get into the hip joint. And take one cat-cow here before we come down to the earth. Slowly, you'll come all the way down right onto your backs. Taking the knees into your chest as you arrive. And just rocking a bit from side to side. Maybe close the eyes. And take a minute here to simply notice your body. Notice where you might feel changes from the start of the practice to this point. Notice where you might feel more circulation, more breath. Slowly release your left leg down the mat and tightly squeeze your right knee outside of the rib cage and down toward the inner upper shoulder. From there, left hand comes to outer right knee. Send the knee across the body in a deep twist. Trying to keep the knee up high so it almost touches the inner upper armpit of your left arm. Oh, and you take that nice deep twist. You should feel it right across the low back. Try to keep your right shoulder down to the earth. Palm facing up will help. And right back through center. Right leg goes straight up, interlace behind the shin or the knee, and pull the toes back. keeping your left hand on your leg, your right arm will come out. This is the same twist, but just a deeper variation. So we're going to take the straight leg now across the body, bringing the toes up and back toward the back corner of the room. You should feel hamstring there too. Hamstring, IT band, outer hip, right side. Okay. Next up, left knee in. I'm sorry, that was my mother, and when my phone rings and it's my mom lately, I get it. Pull that knee deep into your arm, and then cross over, bringing that left, I said right knee, I meant left. Got all out of sorts there for a moment, and pull that knee across the body to the right as you find the twist. Coming back through center, send the heel up, interlace your hands behind the knee, and push the heel to the ceiling. With your right hand attached to your leg, your left arm will come out to the side, and you'll slowly send that straight leg across. Now, if this does not feel right in your body, take the bent knee option like we did just before this. And then slowly right back through center. Sending now both knees into your chest, and then straight up to the ceiling as the arms release down by your sides. Just taking a minute here with all of that standing work to notice your body releasing downward. Notice the reverse of the blood flow, and feel the weight of the upper thigh bones releasing down into the hip sockets where they belong, and yet doing so without bearing weight. Slowly bend your knees, hug your hands around your shins, roll your shoulders up off of the floor, tuck your chin, try and press your forehead to your knees, hold for 3, for 2, and on 1 we release down. If there are any stretches or movements that your body wishes to feel that we didn't cover, feel free to take them. I didn't do a lot of upper thigh, quadricep, or inner groin work today, so I stayed away from deep stretches there, but feel free to take whatever you need before you arrive in stillness. And as you arrive, let the body become heavy. Let the breath become easy and light, letting go of any control of the breath, just letting it flow naturally in and out. And begin to take your awareness to the top of your head. Imagining a little wick at the top of your head where a beautiful white-blue flame is lit. And it's warm and soft, gently melting the wax of the skin, releasing any creases, any lines across the skin of the face. That light warms and softens down across the center of your throat, melting over the collarbones and down from the shoulders to the elbows. From the elbows to the wrists, and from the wrists to the palms of your hands, watching that light melt out to the tips of your fingers. You feel that softening and all tension melts and releases out through the tips of the fingers, replaced only by pure, soft white light. Now bring the attention to the center of your chest. Imagine that white light softening and melting down to the center of your belly, down to your low belly, out to the base of the spine and across your hips. The light slowly and gently draws and melts down to the knees, to the ankles, across the soles of your feet and out through the tips of your toes as the body simply now becomes soft and fluid, surrendering fully into the warm white light. Slowly begin to bring your body back to gentle awareness, allowing your breath to become deeper, allowing the breath to bring movement into fingers and toes, circling out through ankles and wrists, and stretching in any way that feels comfortable as you come back to full awareness. Drawing the knees into your chest, making your way off to one side, and gently rising to a comfortable seated position with eyes closed. just as we did at the beginning, take this moment to be fully present in your body. Feel your body relax down, become heavy. And just take note of any changes you might feel from the start of the session to now. I'll share with you this simple reflection, The Art of Napping. So I have all of these books, The Art of Simplicity, The Art of Doing Nothing. I need to read more of them because I'm not good at either. So The Art of Napping says, if you've got too much to do, take a nap. Just a 10-minute nap. Of course, I would recommend that be Shavasana. As ludicrous as it seems, dropping off the edge of consciousness is often the best way to steal the extra time you need to meet crushing deadlines. Burrowing under a light blanket of sleep in the middle of a busy day is not unlike digging an escape tunnel, one that bypasses impossible work schedules. So for me, I do know, not only from experience, but from research that's been done in the industry, that 10 minutes of Shavasana a day, or 10 minutes of allowing our body to actively be in the parasympathetic or rest digest nervous system, is extremely effective to fighting disease, eliminating stress, or at least alleviating stress in the moment, and allowing us to work and function more efficiently from the inside out. So I hope that you find peace in your yoga practice, even if just once a week. As you inhale, let's take the arms up overhead, allowing the fingertips to touch, drawing the palms together in front of center chest on the exhale. I'll seal our time together with a single round of Om. Inhaling. Surrendering the head to the heart as you swallow in the back of your throat, raising your thumb knuckles to center forehead. All that is light and love in me honors and shines to all that is light and love in each of you. Namaste.